Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan P. Butler, author of A Saga on Home Video, a fan's guide to U.S. Star Wars home video releases. And speaking of U.S. Star Wars home video releases, it is September of 2018, and what does that mean? That means it is the release month of Solo, a Star Wars story on physical home media. Digital as well, but it's physical that we want to talk about here. Now, we will eventually have an episode on all of the UK releases, and if they finally release a Japanese Movie Next Premium Limited Box Edition, we will check that out as well. Haven't quite decided on whether I want to get any of the other Movie Next releases from Japan if there's not a box, and so far, as of September 26th, the day I'm recording this, they have not announced an actual Premium Limited Box Edition yet, so it could be that The Last Jedi was the last for those. We will just have to see. That's all for a later time, though. In this episode, we want to take a look at all the US releases of Solo. We'll find that some have followed a similar pattern from before. We have some new oddball arrangements going on, and some major disappointments to go along with it. But by and large, a package that is pretty solid, and we will find that one definitely stands out above the rest, as has been the case sometimes in the past when dealing with store exclusives. So, in the US, we start off with the most basic edition possible that is available pretty much everywhere, and that is the DVD-only version. That is this. Okay, so Solo, a Star Wars story, cast names, you got that image. We're going to see a lot of the crew there, or the team, if you want to call it that. DVD only up at the top. You turn it around, UPC symbol, one image from the film, plus character poster style images there, a little bit about the film down here, cast and crew information, legalese and whatnot, with your PG-13 rating down there at the bottom. Now, one thing I do find interesting with this is that when you actually go in here and try to look for detailed information about what's in it, there's not a lot down here. It's all this little black bar here, so you have to look real closely, but it will tell you, for those who are curious, that English language is also supplemented by French and Spanish language available, plus English descriptive audio, and then for subtitles you have English, which of course is for those who are deaf and hard of hearing. Then we have Spanish and French subtitles as well on this DVD. So not as many as we'll see on Blu-ray usually, but kind of that's sort of the norm here. As for the spine, DVD logo, Solo himself, Lucasfilm, and product number down there on the bottom, as one might expect. Inside, before we even look at the disc, yes, this is a Disney release, right? Walt Disney Home Video, which means Disney Movie Reward points. And yes, I've already redeemed them. Experience epic rewards. Not really, if you actually look at what you can redeem them for. I've got like over 6,000 now, and there's nothing I really give a crap about redeeming it for. Solo, a Star Wars story, same kind of image there. Down at the bottom, there's your code. Enter your code at DisneyMovieRewards.com. Codes are not for sale or transfer separately. Use of the code is subject to terms and conditions on DisneyMovieRewards.com. So, legalese there. Then on the back, just the instructions on how to actually go through and get rewarded with your Disney Movie Rewards. Like how it says, choose your rewards, and it includes stuff like Blu-rays and DVDs, but usually ones that have been around for a while, that you probably already own, etc., etc. So, not exactly super exciting, at least not if you're looking for Star Wars redeemables on Disney Movie Rewards at this point. As for the film disc, here we are. Solo, a Star Wars story, Millennium Falcon back there, Sun/Star kind of behind it there, Han and Chewie, DVD video, feature runtime, for technical assistance, blah, 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 legalese around the edge, Lucasfilm logo, rating, Dolby Digital, Region 1, and NTSC, because yes, this being a DVD, region does make a difference. It is Region 1, it is NTSC, as one would expect. So, play it in your Japanese player, but don't try to play it in a European player unless you have one that plays all regions, which we've pointed out before. Nothing in the way of special features on this one. But, what can you expect these days of a DVD? It's the most basic way to get the film on physical home media. So let's say you want to take it up a notch. You want to go from standard definition DVD to high definition on Blu-ray. Well, in that case, most places what you're going to find is the so-called multi-screen edition. And exactly like they did with The Last Jedi, the multi-screen edition only refers to the multiple screens of a Blu-ray playing on your screen or a streaming copy. right? A digital code copy. The regular multi-screen edition, once again, does not include a DVD. The days of a standard Walt Disney Home Video Blu-ray DVD digital combo pack are apparently over, at least in terms of Star Wars and Marvel. But that regular multi-screen edition, the Blu-ray and digital code release, is this. As it says Blu-ray and digital code up at the top, then in red their multi-screen edition, which I still think is a stupid name because I guess it's multi-screen, but meh, 2, no DVD, it's not as multi as it even used to be. Then you got your logo, you got basically your same character image with the Falcon behind it there. Down at the bottom it tells you about Movies Anywhere and what you can watch things on. And then you have a sticker. The sticker says, over an hour of bonus. Not bonus features, just over an hour of bonus. Okay, including deleted scenes, director and cast roundtable, and more. And then in black underneath, Movies Anywhere. Redeem your digital code today. Okay. So this is our slip cover. Yes, there's a cardboard slip cover. Blu-ray symbol, Solo, picture of Solo, then product number and Lucasfilm logo. Same thing on the other side. The back, okay, up at the top, digital code included, just explains Disney Movies Anywhere again, about the special features and whatnot. Then our cast images. Over to the side, there's our description. And then more images from the film directly below, along with the little black bar to give us the specifics on things like languages and subtitles, which are actually basically the same as DVD in this particular case, in this particular region, along with our legalese and our rating down there off to the side and whatnot. And a reminder that, yes, one of the digital copy platforms you can use is iTunes, because it does tend to be the most popular out there. We take off the slipcover. Underneath it is a standard blue Blu-ray package. Pretty much the same thing on the front, just without the sticker. Pretty much the same thing here on the back and on the spine. We open it. We get our digital code, again, already redeemed, along with information on the back about Movies Anywhere as a platform. I would point out, by the way, that after Microsoft sort of left the whole Movies Anywhere and Disney Movies Anywhere synchronizing thing, they are connected back to it again, but only for specific studios, and Disney is one of them. So it will now synchronize to Microsoft as well if you want to watch the movie on like your Xbox. For me, what I did was I did a digital pre-order to watch it a couple of weeks before, or a week before, whatever it was, and when I did the pre-order in 4K on the Xbox One S. So that is an option that's out there if you're looking for digital copies. All right, then we have our feature film disc, right? Blu-ray. Got the Solo logo. Got a very similar image there, at least off to the left-hand side, and then Chewie and L3 kind of spread over to the other side here. We have our rating. We have our runtime. We have our legalese around the edges. Blu-ray symbol, Lucasfilm symbol, all region A, B, and C. Dolby Digital. Feature film. For technical assistance, call blah, blah, blah. Now, that is the regular Blu-ray copy. If you are going to watch on the regular Blu-ray copy, you have the choices of English 7.1 DTS HD Master Audio, English 2.0 Descriptive Audio, French 5.1 Dolby Digital, or Spanish 5.1 Dolby Digital. And then for subtitles, your options are English for the hearing impaired, French, or Spanish. Now, of course, the big deal about the Blu-ray copy, aside from being in HD, is the fact that you get a bonus disc full of special features. That bonus disc is this. Got kind of the Falcon cockpit design behind them. You got your characters there. Solo logo, again, legalese around the corner, or excuse me, around the edge. Blu-ray symbol, bonus, Dolby Digital, region ABC, Lucasfilm. For technical assistance, call. All right, so that is your bonus disc. As far as subtitles go, you got access to the same ones as on the film, but then 6 more, most of which I can't really identify because they're written in their native languages actually on the disc, a lot of which are in East Asian symbols of some form or another. But then you have the actual bonus features, and they're pointed out on the back. So we have Solo, the director and cast roundtable, which is literally them sitting around a table for about 20 minutes or so, just kind of talking about the film and their memories of it, including Ron Howard. We then have Becoming a Droid, L337. Meet the newest droid and the woman behind its wry humor. Then Into the Maelstrom, the Kessel Run. Join Han and Chewie at the controls of the Millennium Falcon for the first time. Remaking the Millennium Falcon. Get the lowdown on the most famous ship in the galaxy. Kasdan on Kasdan. Iconic Star Wars writer Lawrence Kasdan and his son Jonathan Kasdan share what it was like to write this film together. And Team Chewie, see what it takes to bring your favorite Wookiee to life. He says, and more, and points out 8 deleted scenes. Now what they mean by and more is that there's also a featurette called Escape from Corellia. There's another one called The Train Heist. And there's another one called Scoundrels, Droids, Creatures, and Cards. Welcome to Fort Ipso. And then once you actually get into the deleted scenes, there are several. You have Proxima's Den, which is a little bit more of Han right after he returns at the beginning. Corellian Foot Chase, which is another part of that flashbacks, or not really flashback, but the earlier sequence, 13 BBY sequence, where they're running on foot after their speeder gets stuck. Then we have Han Solo, Imperial Cadet, which is what a lot of folks were waiting for, sort of the what is it that causes him to go from being in the Carradine Academy for flying to being booted into being a foot soldier on Mimban, right? So a little bit of that. We get the Battle of Mimban extended. If you were wondering why in the novelization there's another character in the trench with them whenever he winds up meeting Beckett, and then you watch the movie and you actually realize that same character is there. He just has no lines, so you barely know he exists. That character gets more screen time, just like he does within the novelization. Then we have Han vs. Chewie Extended, a much longer version of the sequence in which Han is in the cell, or whatever you want to call it, with Chewie and how they escape. Snowball Fight, which is pretty stupid. It's basically Han and Chewbacca getting into a snowball fight as they're walking around following Beckett after the death of Val and Rio and everything going haywire with the train heist. So probably not the best time for levity, but it's there. We have Meet Dryden Extended, which is basically the sequence in which they meet Dryden Voss, except it's Han like trying out this weird combination that's like almost works like fried chicken with spaghetti inside or something. And then we have Coaxium Double Cross, which is just a very quick sequence that would have given away really the twist at the end, where Han basically turns to one of the people there on Savareen and says, "You got any more of these containers?" or something along those lines, basically suggesting that he's about to swap out the coaxium for one container or another. It would have given it away to some degree, but still the final twist that there actually wasn't a swap winds up still being a twist either way. So there are some cool deleted scenes, definitely some that stand out above the others though. But all of that stuff is on that bonus disc, and it's going to be included with any of the 4K or Blu-ray copies that you purchase. So if you want a digital code and a Blu-ray copy along with that Blu-ray of bonus features, what you want, if you're just buying it anywhere, is that multi-screen edition. Again, the regular version is going to just be Blu-ray and digital code, no DVD. Now, if you want to step your experience up a notch, of course, you can go from HD to Ultra HD, also known as 4K, on an Ultra HD Blu-ray release of the film. And this, again, just like what we saw back with The Last Jedi, which is the first Star Wars film released in 4K, we have our Ultra HD disc, an HD disc, just a standard Blu-ray, a Blu-ray bonus disc, and a digital code all in one package that they call the Ultimate Collector's Edition. Though what makes it so ultimate or a collector's edition is kind of beyond me. It's just the 4K version, folks. There's nothing super special, limited, or anything like that about the release. The packaging should look familiar because it looks a lot like what we see with The Last Jedi, and with the Marvel releases too, quite frankly. So 4K Ultra HD up there at the top. Gold bar says 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and digital code. Then we have our cast and crew names, the logo, the same kind of image again. Down here in the corner, the information once again about Movies Anywhere. I almost said Disney Movies Anywhere, but Movies Anywhere. Bottom in red says Ultimate Collector's Edition for whatever reason. We have our sticker again. Same thing again, over an hour of bonus, including deleted scenes, director and cast roundtable, and more. Then the Movies Anywhere thing about redeem your digital code today. It's going to be the same bonus features that we got in the multi-screen edition because it's just bonus features on that second Blu-ray that's just included here as the exact same disc. Our spine there, Ultra HD Blu-ray, Solo logo, then Solo. Then we got our product number and Lucasfilm. Same thing on the opposite side. The back designed rather differently up at the top. Digital code included, information about Movies Anywhere up at the top. Then there's our information about the film, our character images going across there. We got our two bottom bits down here in sort of silver, one to tell you what's on the 4K Ultra HD disc, which is where they call out HDR, and then what's on Blu-ray. Then down underneath, for the complete 4K experience, you'll need, and it basically tells you need to make sure you got the right player and that sort of thing. Then we got our information about the audio options and whatnot, bunch of legalese, rating, and the reminder about iTunes and such down at the bottom. As for those audio options, in this case on the Ultra HD disc, you have English Dolby Atmos, you have a 2.0 descriptive audio, you have Spanish and French 7.1 digital, plus language tracks, English SDH, Spanish and French subtitles, and so on. Take this off. Looks very similar, just without the sticker. Not a big shock there. Open it. Again, there's your digital code, and yes, it is a 4K digital code. If you happen to use it on one of the streaming services that allows 4K, such as, for instance, the Microsoft version of it. So, same kind of sheet there. Yes, that one has been redeemed as well. Then we have our Blu-ray film disc, exactly the same one that we saw before. The Blu-ray bonus disc, also the same one we've seen before. And then the one you bought this for, the 4K disc. So the logo, Millennium Falcon, runtime, and Lucasfilm down there in black. Then the black area, 4K Ultra HD. For technical assistance, blah, blah, blah. Rating, Dolby Digital, Regions ABC, Dolby Atmos, Ultra HD Blu-ray, legalese around the edge. And this again is just the film, but it is the film in 4K, which is nice. It looks pretty good. It doesn't seem like it's quite the crispness difference as it was, say, with Last Jedi. But I think that's just because I haven't watched enough to see really pay attention to the difference between Blu-ray and 4K. This film has enough dark scenes that I would expect the HDR to make a difference, but I haven't really noticed it much yet myself. Now, I would note here that if you had ordered through Disney Store, and at the time that I ordered, the only option for ordering through the Disney Store was the multi-screen edition, which was the Blu-ray and digital code version. I could not order 4K that way, at least at the time. You may have been able to later, or perhaps in a store. You got the pre-order bonus of another of those lithograph sets. So we've got our Solo lithograph set here. The back is just a continuation of that image with the barcode. You open it. Got that Savarine background, although honestly it's really freaking blurry, the Savarine background down here on the bottom. And then we have our 4 lithographs, and honestly, not a big fan of the images they chose for the lithographs. Some make sense and some are just weird. So here's the image with the lithographs taken out. Then we've got everybody in the cockpit there, along with our little symbol in the corner that points out that this is a Disney Store exclusive commemorative lithograph dated 2018. So this one makes sense. Han and Chewie from the back. Okay. Not sure why. A blurry shot of the Millennium Falcon and the ties. Why? Why not a clear shot of the Falcon? And then Lando's sitting there at the gambling table right about how, you know, everything you've heard about him is true. I would point out, by the way, that once again, Disney Store was idiotic in how they shipped these out. It's just a box like this, where you got your lithographs sitting there, and then you got the movie itself on top of it to rattle around with no packing material whatsoever. So I was very lucky that this one didn't wind up as damaged as the one from Last Jedi. In fact, this one came in pretty pristine, whereas Last Jedi I had to replace because it was beaten all to hell. Disney Store, get your shit together. Use packing material. That's what it's made for. But let's say you don't like big lithographs. Maybe you want a little lithograph. Well, you could do that as well. You could order from Disney Movie Club. And if you order from Disney Movie Club, you get this. All right, we'll take it out here momentarily. We've got just sort of a regular envelope on the back. Wow, it's hard to see. Disney Movie Club. It says Disney's lithograph collection is commissioned exclusively for Disney Movie Club. Each lithograph is part of a collectible series and available for a limited time only. And the actual lithograph, which has nothing on the back, is Han and Chewie there on the train, Disney Movie Club, and Solo. Again, why are they picking these images? These are pretty lame images for the lithographs. But, again, another freebie you could get by ordering through a specific Disney outlet, in this case, Disney Movie Club. And you could have gotten that by doing an order for, you know, the 4K version, for example. You know, any version that they have on Disney Movie Club, at least for that limited time, you can get the little mini lithograph with it. But if you wanted to get something exclusive to go along with that other exclusive item, then what you wanted to order is another multi-screen edition. Except just like with The Last Jedi, although this time at least called out a little bit more, just like with The Last Jedi, we get an exclusive version of the multi-screen edition through Disney Movie Club. That is this. Now you might look at this from back here and say, that's the same damn thing you showed us before. No, it's not, Sparky, because take a look at what it says up at the top. Blu-ray, DVD, and digital code. This is the only way to get a Blu-ray, DVD, digital combo pack for Solo. You have to order it through Disney Movie Club. Okay? Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. I mean, back's basically the same. Front's basically the same. I mean, it does have the information about the DVD down here in the black area, but otherwise basically the same here. You open it, essentially the same, just again with the DVD information added. You open it, you've got your digital code, and then you've got your Blu-ray discs, and underneath one of them, there's your DVD. Same Blu-ray discs we saw before, same DVD we saw before, the difference being the fact that this time, at least, you can get the DVD with the Blu-ray, which is something that, by removing them from the regular multi-screen edition, has managed to piss some people off. But oh, just wait, there's something even worse coming. Now, in the US, Disney Movie Club was not the only retailer exclusive out there. And I'm talking about the different versions of the film. Yes, the Let the Grass from Disney store are a retailer exclusive, but you were just buying a regular version of the film in order to get them. It's not an exclusive version of the film itself. Whereas Disney Movie Club, yes, that is an exclusive version because it has that DVD disc that none of the other ones have. If you went to Best Buy, then the pattern continued to be able to get yourself a nice Star Wars steelbook. This is what it'll look like there on the shelf because, of course, it'll have the little cardboard part on it. The cardboard itself, only at Best Buy, 4K Ultra HD, 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray digital code, limited edition collectible steelbook, Solo logo, nothing really on the top. The back, looking very much like that 4K version we saw before, except this is on the little cardboard thing that just sticks to the steelbook. And then here is the steelbook itself. Not great, but it's all right. So we got the Falcon, no lettering or anything there on the front. Han, Chewie, Lando, and Kira with the Millennium Falcon boarding ramp on the back. No text there either. On the spine, little Lucasfilm logo, Ultra HD Blu-ray, and the Solo logo there in the center. So text there, English, but symbols, right? Logos in this case. So it's English, but it's logos. So it may be that we find that other regions just use the same logos because that tends to be what happens with logos as opposed to just regular text. Then, of course, we have a digital code yet again. And then on the inside, we have our two Blu-rays, right? We have our film, we have our bonus features, then we have our 4K copy here. What does it look like underneath the discs? It's effectively the empty cockpit. So in the US, if you want a steelbook, Best Buy is it, as is often the case. The biggest difference this time compared to in the past was that when we looked at The Force Awakens and Rogue One, it was a Blu-ray digital and DVD combo pack that was the steelbook. And then they carried on that same type of combo pack for Last Jedi, but then also added in a second combo pack steelbook for Last Jedi at Best Buy that was 4K Blu-ray digital. Now going forward, to get us to Solo, now it's just the 4K Blu-ray digital version. There wasn't a Blu-ray DVD digital version. So from an exclusive standpoint, Best Buy has moved away from the Blu-ray sort of level, so to speak, of steelbook and is now sticking, it seems like, with 4K. And I will point out, I mean, maybe this will change over some time, but there were a ton of the 4K steelbooks for Solo sitting around Best Buy whenever I was at each of our local Best Buys. I know that when it came to Last Jedi, they overproduced the 4K steelbook and not the Blu-ray steelbook, so the Blu-ray ones disappeared. The 4K ones are still around. Probably going to be the same for these 4K Solo steelbooks, so I wouldn't think of them as ones to really rush out and necessarily get unless you're really paranoid about missing out on a steelbook. But most collectors would already probably have gotten them anyway. And because I want to end on a high note, on a very positive note, we're going to look at the low note first for the other two exclusives out there. Because we know that typically in the US, it's Disney Movie Club and Best Buy and Walmart and Target that all have retailer exclusives every single time for these new films. I feel like I got to kind of channel Hooper X here if I may. There were a lot of exclusives, but Walmart was the most insulting exclusive. Their beautiful previous track record was sullied when they revealed their exclusive to be a simple, basic Blu-ray only copy. They trying to tell us that deep inside we don't want digital codes. Well, isn't that true? Excuse me. Sorry, got a little too into the role there. Yes, we saw this on Walmart's website, and it was so asinine that people in the community were like, there's no way in hell that's the actual exclusive. That's freaking stupid. Surely that's just a placeholder image and they haven't fixed it. Because in the past, they've tended to have placeholder images up, like with The Last Jedi for the exclusive on the Walmart website, where they never showed what it actually looked like before release, so you were kind of guessing what you were going to find when you actually went to the store. But no, they were telling the truth. We have the multi-screen edition that's exclusive to Disney Movie Club that is Blu-ray, DVD, digital. We have a step downward for the regular multi-screen edition that was widely available that's just Blu-ray, digital code. But no, go to Walmart and you can kind of scrape even further towards the bottom of the barrel, though DVD only is the bottom of the barrel. And their exclusive that has no added value whatsoever, in fact it removes value, is this. Notice it doesn't say multi-screen edition because there aren't any. It's just Blu-ray. It is the first instance in the US of a Blu-ray only copy of any of these Walt Disney home video era Star Wars films that doesn't have a digital code or a DVD with it. It makes it more like the Blu-ray editions we would see in regions like the UK, where it is literally Blu-ray only, no digital code, no DVD. What you see is what you get is just 2 Blu-ray discs. But we don't usually see that in the United States. It's like Disney and Walmart are sort of testing the water of, will people pay a tiny bit less and not care about that digital code? Or perhaps the idea is sell these to people who want a bargain, and then if they want a digital code or they want a digital copy, they'll have to buy it later, buy it separately. I don't know, but at our local Walmart, there weren't even any 4K copies out. It was just DVD only and this one. At another Walmart that I went to, out of the 3 that I checked on opening night or release night at midnight, that had none out at any of them, so I had to go back at 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. One of the other ones had only this one out, not even any DVD-only copies, and a friend of mine who helped stock at a Walmart in another state said they weren't even going to get anything other than their Blu-ray-only exclusive copy until 2 days after release. It's a mess. Walmart screwed the pooch on this one, and their exclusive is ridiculous. At least in the opinion of someone who expects digital copies. Again, that is something that maybe we are privileged and arrogant as Americans to expect, that we want a digital copy code with our Blu-rays. And dang it, usually we want a DVD also, even if we're never going to watch it. And a lot of people don't even activate their digital copies. But a Blu-ray only copy seems like a slap in the face, especially since this is their exclusive this time. Right? They had the cool exclusives for The Force Awakens and Rogue One with the little collectible game pieces in it and the little flap that velcroed out with the droid cover. And then you had the swappable cover version for Last Jedi that kind of stole the idea from Target's one from Rogue One. And now this? This sucks as an exclusive. It's exclusively bad. Good job, Walmart. Good job. You're rolling back quality. Anyway, so basically, the image there is pretty much the same. No multi-screen edition. Just says Blu-ray up the top. We have ourselves a sticker, but of course, a sticker can't say anything about Movies Anywhere in a little black section underneath because there isn't any Movies Anywhere copy. So it says over an hour of bonus, including deleted scenes, director and cast roundtable, and more. So same information, just spread out along a bigger sticker with no black part underneath it. The back talks about the Blu-ray bonus features, the film over here, your images over here, images along the bottom, your stats and whatnot for the Blu-ray discs, the legalese. And the rating there, nothing surprising. Oh, let's just show you the spine, Blu-ray symbol, Solo, Han, product label, or product number, and Lucasfilm. Effectively the same underneath in another blue Blu-ray package. One thing I would note here, by the way, is that another thing that's missing, notice it's not a multi-screen edition because there's no digital copy. There's nothing along the bottom to tell you how Movies Anywhere works either because it's not relevant in this case. And then instead of a digital copy, this is still a Disney release. So we get a slip for movie reward points, but that's all. No digital copy there. And then inside, as one would expect, you have your, I can't turn it! Good God! There we go. You have your film disc and your bonus disc inside. So if you only care about the physical copy and you don't care about the digital copy at all, or maybe you did like me and you already got a digital copy from somewhere else, you could save yourself a teeny tiny bit of money, maybe a couple of bucks, to go to Walmart and get their kind of crappy Solo exclusive. But this, to me, is a slap in the face to those who have been buying the exclusives year after year for these different releases since The Force Awakens. Just seems like a bad call. It makes me wonder if Walmart's going to keep doing this or if Walmart's just going to give up on exclusives entirely by the next film. I'm guessing it'll be determined by sales numbers, so hopefully not a lot of people are going to grab this. They're going to sit back and flip it, the bird, perhaps the Falcon, and pick it up somewhere else or pick up the 4K or DVD-only version. Hopefully 4K, as DVD is slowly dying, and those separate DVD releases are kind of an eyesore a lot of the time. Great for kids, but most people who are really big film buffs at this point already have either HD or 4K available. But dang it, I said we'd end on a positive note, so we will. The other exclusive available in the United States was from Target. That one was pretty sweet and definitely blows away all the other US releases for Solo. That is this. Okay, and this has that cardboard piece on it that I'll take off here. We'll look at the cardboard first. Okay, 4K Ultra HD, 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital code, little package content image there. Up in the corner, only at Target, or only at Target symbol, includes limited edition 40-page gallery book inside, plus exclusive digital bonus, which they don't specify anything about. Similar back to the 4K version there. Nothing on top, just a continuation of the image. And before we dig into that, let me point out that if you had pre-ordered any copy of Solo through Target's website, but you did so as a Target Red Card holder, their credit card, and did so using the Red Card as your payment method, you can actually get another Target exclusive to go along with your copy of Solo. What you get is this. One of those little Metal Earth models that you use like tweezers to put together. So we have here Lando's Millennium Falcon, Metal Earth, steel model kit, no glue required, Disney logo, Star Wars logo, no Solo logo, but Solo characters with the Falcon up here. It's a red Lando's Falcon model. It even says here Lando's Millennium Falcon. You sort of see the red metal underneath. You have an ages 14 plus down here at the bottom. Then on the back, gives you all your details, Metal Earth, Lando's Millennium Falcon, Star Wars. Packaging contains 2 metal sheets, illustrated instructions. No glue or solder needed. Then we have what our little sheets look like, what the Falcon itself when put together looks like. Down below, gives you a QR code to do a 360-degree view of what it should look like when it's done. Then it says how to build. Parts can be easily clipped from the metal sheets, and as shown below, tweezers make an ideal tool for bending or twisting the connection tabs. And they give you illustrations here to go with that. Then at the bottom, the other products, collect them all. Han Speeder, Imperial AT Hauler, Impus Nest Swoop Bike, and Moloch's Land Speeder, Fascinations Company, www.starwars.com, and copyright Lucasfilm, a little bit of legalese kind of stuff, made in China, barcode, and so on and so on. I actually did a double pre-order, so I went up with an extra copy of the regular multi-screen edition, which I usually do, so I can give a copy to my mother back in Indiana, sort of as a thanks for her getting me into Star Wars in the first place when I was very, very young. But in the process, I wound up getting 2 of these, so that by the time I put together the second edition of a saga on home video, I will have assembled one of these very carefully to give you images in the book of the assembled version and the regular one. I didn't want to waste the time to take the time to put one together before recording, because I had no idea when I was going to have the time or the patience to actually do that. But bear in mind, if you did the Target Red Card thing, this is the little Target Red Card online exclusive. But the Target exclusive, even without that, is still pretty friggin' sweet. It's a lot like the exclusive that they did back with Infinity War. So we have a very different cover here, right? The Falcon, the main characters there, the Solo logo, big spine with Lucasfilm, Solo, Ultra HD Blu-ray and product number. The back, Han lounging, very similar to the way we'd see him in A New Hope, except this time as Alden Ehrenreich's version of Han. Now that is just a slipcover though. Underneath it, more cool art. The crew aboard the Falcon. Nothing on the spine. Beckett with the Falcon flying behind him and a copyright date down there at the bottom. Fold it open once. We have a pocket there to the left that's going to have our little booklet and digital code, but there's Han firing away. So we have Chewie with the Falcon, but then that folds open as well, and there are our discs, right? I'll go ahead and take the disc out and show you what that looks like here in a moment, but you've got your Blu-ray disc, your Blu-ray bonus disc, your 4K, so this is another 4K Blu-ray digital combo. They did go with 4K as their exclusive this time, which is nice. Okay, and then in here, again, it's just basically a pocket, and inside that pocket is your digital code, but the digital code is different for Target. The top one is a regular digital code, and again, I've used all these. The top one is just a regular digital code to get you the 4K copy and so on of the streaming film. But underneath, it says exclusive only at Target digital bonus offer. The Falcon, through the millennium. An exclusive look at the history of the most famous ship in the galaxy, and you redeem it on Movies Anywhere and get a special extra featurette. But that's not actually what it's called. It's actually called a Millennium Falcon from Page to Park. But it's an extra featurette that's digital only, so we don't get an extra featurette on a DVD this time, nor is it unlocked through the regular digital code for Target, as was the case back with The Force Awakens. Instead, it's a regular digital code, like any of the 4K releases would have, because it is a 4K digital code, not just a regular digital code, but a separate digital code just for that featurette to add that to your Movies Anywhere. Then we have a cool little booklet. Solo, a Star Wars story. Han from the back on the front, Lando from the back here, nothing on the spine. Nice hard cover. And then on the inside, it's kind of like a guide to characters and locations from the film, and then at the very end, it does have like a tiny bit of behind-the-scenes stuff in it. So a cool extra little booklet, although a very stiff one. Though I guess that sort of makes sense. You know, you figure Lando and Han would be kicking back with a stiff one. Perhaps. Although Lando might have a prodigious stiff one and we really don't want to go there. I'm hoping we never find out exactly what Kira was talking about. Although apparently L3 might have. Sorry, I think I just vomited in my mouth. Anyway, you take the discs out and the two underneath, if this thing will friggin' focus, there we go, are Lando and Kira there underneath the discs. So I'm sure that it goes mostly without saying, this Target version is by far the superior version of Solo on the US market. It's 4K and Blu-ray and digital. It's everything but the DVD disc, which you could buy as that separate item anyway, or get within the multi-screen edition for Disney Movie Club. But if you got 4K and Blu-ray, you may not even need it anyway. The digital code includes a separate code to give you an extra featurette found nowhere else. It's got the most unusual of the packaging types of all of them, unless you consider the steelbook to be unusual. The package is very nice along the way, and you've got that cool book to go with it. It is no surprise to me that when I went from Target to Target to Target at about noon on release day, everywhere I went was sold out of the Target exclusive version. Now, that said, you can still find them in a handful of places, but definitely the one that's disappearing, just like with Last Jedi. It's not the 4K steelbook from Best Buy. It's the Target exclusive that's disappearing. And again, there was no Blu-ray steelbook at Best Buy this time, or Blu-ray DVD digital steelbook at Best Buy this time to disappear, as was the case back with Last Jedi. So lots of different options if you're trying to get your hands on some Solo stuff. I'm not sure if the red card promo is still going on there for Target, but you might be able to check. My guess is not, because when I went to actually look this up again on the Target website, it was saying it was unavailable, so they probably sold out through the website as well. But if not, you know, or if you just want to get a regular version, you may still be able to get the little Metal Earth Millennium Falcon model. But basically, again, to summarize, we've got a DVD-only version available all over the place. A regular multi-screen edition available all over the place, which is Blu-ray and digital only. We have the Ultimate Collector's Edition available all over the place, which is 4K, Blu-ray, and digital. Then we have an exclusive from Disney Movie Club, which is Blu-ray, DVD, digital as a multi-screen edition. We then also have an exclusive for Walmart, which is Blu-ray only. We have an exclusive from Best Buy, which is a steelbook, which is 4K Blu-ray digital. We have an exclusive from Target that is 4K Blu-ray digital. And if you order from Disney Movie Club, you can get a mini lithograph, whereas if you order from Disney Store, you could get a large lithograph. And if you order through the Target Red Card service online using your Red Card, you can get that Metal Earth Millennium Falcon. Lots of options for this Star Wars film, which may be for a while at least the last of the A Star Wars Story anthology films. We'll just have to see. Hopefully they don't leave the plot threads dangling from this one, but that's more of a plot topic than a home video topic, and this episode's gone on quite a bit. So with that, we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you. I'm sorry. I think the Walmart copy is calling to me. Yes, Walmart copy? Hey fans, we hate you. We know. With that, we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers.